Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by KOG & Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463.
Hey, what up? How are you? Hola. ¿Cómo estás? O ¿cómo están? Mejor. My name is Kalen Laws, and you are tuning into G is for Gentlemen here on the Sphere Podcast Network. You can follow me at Senor Wapo 713 on all social media outlets. That's SENORGUAPO 713 for the great city of Houston, because we Houston strong. And I'm so glad that you're tuning in to us. I got my brother from another style mother over here vibing real tough. B-Mont, what up, man?
What up? I'm your boy Daniel Caesar, a.k.a. Brandon Montgomery.
Okay. So you're a 21-year-old from Toronto now.
I'm a 21-year-old from Toronto that is
really?
Killing the music game right now.
Bruh.
I'm
so, like, a lot of cats, man, before we jump into it, a lot of cats are giving, so we grew up we grew up, our parents listened to Motown, right? And our parents listened to old school, what we consider old school. And then we transitioned into our era in terms of love music and R&B, Jodeci, you know what I'm saying? Boys to Men, then you start getting into solo acts. You got Tony Braxton, you got, all of these greats, right? Joe, he don't get enough love for
First
me.
of all, he
does not get enough love whatsoever.
I was talking to
Joe
a friend
Thomas
of mine
does not get enough love
the other day, who ironically she works for the radio station, and we had a conversation, and I think we both came to the consensus that Joe is the most underrated R&B artist of our time.
I agree.
And from a male's perspective,
for sure,
female Anita Baker, but that's a whole nother show.
So that's a whole other show. You're right, but where I'm getting at with this, man, and gentlemen, you always have to be cultured and speak, beyond style. Again, the imprint that we want to leave here on this show and on this network and in your minds is that gentlemanly culture goes beyond style. It absolutely includes style, right? It absolutely includes looking your best and being a dapper gentleman or being a gangster gentleman when it comes to certain opportunities and events. But you also want to be able to talk about art. You want to talk about culture, travel, business, family, community. And this conversation, as we're starting it, is just that. You know what I'm saying? But the reason I mentioned those old school and in our era, 90s and 2000s, 80s, 90s and 2000s, early 2000s, is because R&B has kind of fizzled, right? Yeah. It's kind of gone down. But I love this new resurgence, man.
There is a resurgence going on.
I love this new.
Your Tank is trying to bring it back in a heavy way. You got a couple other.
You know what? Tyrese has tried to stay consistent. We got to pray for him right now because the brother going through. Like, I'm not even trying to clown. I don't know what it's like to have. Thank God, I don't know what it's like to have.
My tea.
You look at you to have someone try to, going through these marital issues and someone try to take your child. Well, hold on, but I'm saying I don't know what that's like, so I'm not gonna fully speak on it. I know that I don't think I would handle it in such a public manner, right? When you got a couple million followers on all your social media outlets, I don't think I would handle it like that. But the Black Rose album, I'm not gonna lie, was fire. It was that fire. It was
okay.
It was fire, man. Listen, if you got 7 cuts that you can rock with nowadays on a record, It's fine to me.
Here's my whole thing about the Tyrese issue, and we're going to get into an amazing segment of topics this week. But I don't even know if that made sense. But I definitely wanted to, because I've been talking about this with a lot of people. I have some friends that will hit me up, and they're sending videos of Tyrese crying, and they're laughing and joking and stuff. And then, you know, my wife sent it to me, and she was like, man, this is hard to watch. I have my own views on it because, believe it or not, you know, I have a son that lives in Alabama with his mom. And for me personally, I can't speak for no other man and how they raise their child or choose not to raise their child, but it pains me every day that I wake up in my house and my son is not in that house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there have been times, especially when my son was very young, that I've cried those same exact tears that Tyrese cried. Now, the only difference is I didn't do it on social media with millions of followers, but I've had that ugly stank cry because I just wanted to be with my son or spend time with my son. You know what I'm saying? So I know exactly how he feels as a father. Now, the thing that I take issue with is, I mean, he's so inconsistent with what he's doing right now with his posts, and he's coming across emotionally unstable.
And his messaging is so all over the place.
Yeah,
right?
and he's in a place where he's not even willing to listen to the advice of others who aren't just telling him to be quiet just because his biggest argument is, well, you got somebody at home. No. You know, at the end of the day, there's a way to do stuff. I understand that you are passionate about your child and you want to spend time with that child. But you got to make sure that you're doing it in a manner that you're not causing more detriment to the situation, to yourself or to the child, and how that child's going to perceive you as the father when they grow up, and just the situation at hand. So I feel like I understand his concern and his pain.
Yeah.
But I also feel like he definitely is creating more drama and adding more drama to the situation, to where it's almost to the point where it's not even about the child anymore.
And you know, it's unfortunate, man, because in some of my circles, I've been saying this. They've been saying, some people that I love and cherish and know have been saying the same thing. Like, yo, is this really about the kid anymore? Is this really about his daughter, or is this about him and his beef with whomever and trying to get money, et cetera, et cetera?
And I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Most people don't pay attention to how they're being labeled.
Exactly. Especially when they're in such an emotional state, right? They can't see the forest for the trees.
Labels are very important.
Yeah, they are. Labels are extremely important.
Yes, they are.
You know, it's funny you talk about labels. I love the alley-oops that we do over here, but Live City, right?
Let's get into
let's get in this, man. It's, you know, we talk about labels, and labels are important when we talk about style and fashion. They're not the most important thing, right? But you do have those labels, right? Mm-hmm. You do have those companies and organizations that are synonymous with quality.
Give me a couple labels right now. If I say give me three labels off the top of your head, what are the first three labels that come to your head?
Ralph Lauren, Hugo Boss, and quality. Magnani is a shoe brand, or Allen Edmonds. They just opened a brand new Allen Edmonds over in City Center. I'm excited. Anyway,
this guy.
And so, but those labels, they can be on the high end, but they're quality, right? And they're carried in a number of different stores. They have their own stores. Ralph Lauren has stores all over the country. Hugo Boss has stores all over the country. Allen Edmonds has stores all over the country, but they're also carried in other stores, whether they're online platforms.
They have kind of like Tom Ford. Tom Ford has its own stores, but they're also carried in other stores.
Exactly. And one of the digital platforms and digital stores that I really, really am fond of, that carries a lot of the brands we were just talking about, you know, the Tom Fords and the like, is Mr. Porter, right? And so Mr. Porter is a kind of a luxury online boutique, and they came out around 2011. And they really started making waves in terms of holding everything, right? Whether it was accessories, whether it was grooming products, whether it's been clothes, shoes, what have you. They made a name for themselves. And so within the past 6 years, they've made such a, they're pretty much one of the go-to places online. And they just, for menswear especially, and they just, all menswear actually, they just launched their own label. Called Mr., right? You know what I'm saying? And again, it established itself as one of the go-to resources for style-minded men. And they have an impressive stable of brands, of which we've already mentioned.
What was one of the, I guess, reasons why they wanted to come up with this label? Or what are they saying that one of the reasons behind this label is?
Because they have been in the space for a number of years, for almost 7 years. They've been able to ascertain the gaps, what's been missing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not, they have the data, right? They've done the work when it comes to marketing and getting brands. So they wanted to have pieces that a man could own, right, and replenish and have the ability to grow his wardrobe. But they also wanted to have drops that come in every couple of months, and these drops is kind of supposed to be the icing on the cake, right? And so Ollie Arnold, the style director for Mr. Porter, he said that it's designed to provide guys with the basics they want and need, stuff like great jeans, quality t-shirts. One thing we don't talk enough about here is quality t-shirts. And I don't necessarily mean the t-shirts that you wear, like, like an Adidas t-shirt, like an undershirt. Right. The need for undershirts, quality t-shirts.
And we're going to have to talk about Tommy John and some other.
Absolutely, for sure.
So let me ask you this, because you're saying a lot of good stuff about these people and what they I guess decided to do from a label standpoint, and what was missing and what they could add more value to it. But I guess, what are those key questions, I guess, that you need to ask, or what are some things that people, or I guess this label in particular, what are some things?
So what they wanted to do is they wanted to talk about how they can make the fit slightly more contemporary. Contemporary's in the slimmer jean or the thinner, lightweight fabric that allows you to be breathable and move. They wanted to make it a bit more tactile, right? To understand and touch it. The fabric feels stronger, it feels weightier, it feels better. They wanted to know how could they improve it. They wanted to take existing silhouettes and existing fabrics and existing styles and make it better. Again, they have all the data to do so. These little things aren't massive things, right? But they really looked at bringing in more technical fabrics, and it's really, 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 really dope, man. I mean, it's so dope that I really can't believe it. So I'm very, very excited about it. And talking about dopeness, this portion of the show is sponsored by KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world?
Are they?
Unleash Your Dopeness is a people empowerment movement built to encourage the masses to operate outside of their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passions in life. Join thousands of others as we unlock the greatness that dwells inside. Shop dope gear at KOGpassion.com. That's KOGpassion.com. And use coupon code DOPE with an exclamation mark for 10% off exclusive Unleash Your Dopeness apparel. Act now. Sizes are selling out fast.
So I think that's dope. Did it say what other stores that they would be showcasing this label in?
So it's going to be exclusively on their platform right now.
Okay.
But what I am excited about is the platform is so huge and it's so large that they potentially could get into some brick and mortar really quickly.
Yes.
Because if you're subscribed to a style like we do, so Mr. Porter is kind of a luxury ASOS, if you will.
Okay.
But for men only.
Okay.
You know how ASOS has everything. Any brand, almost any brand you can think of that, not necessarily a high end,
but more considered to be more high end than.
Yeah. Exactly. And so Mr. Porter is high end. They do high end stuff. And so I'm excited to see, where they're going to be. But what I'm really interested in, so Mr. Porter is based out of Europe, right? And their cuts aren't necessarily for guys like us, 6'4", 6'5".
What are they geared towards?
Shorter guys, thin guys, but shorter guys.
Yeah.
But also, even though you and I are thin, and we need to do a show about this, even though you and I are thin, because we're in the weight room, we ain't been in there much lately. But
what is a weight room?
But typically, we'll have some curves to us because we're in our shoulders are broad, but our waists are naturally narrow. So as we lift, our waists get even smaller, right? Yeah. We're long and thin in our legs, but when we get in that squat game, them quads start swelling up, but our waist is little. Yeah. So, it presents a problem sometimes for guys who are athletically built. And I'm curious as to how they're going to tackle that because there's a huge fitness resurgence going on right now, man. So I'm excited, man, to see about about what's going on with Mr. Porter because they get it. They know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's very important. Here at the show, ladies and gentlemen, we do a lot of or provide a lot of information about what you should do, how you should wear this, how you should just act or represent yourself as a gentleman, in just in culture, in whatever space you're currently in right now, in multiple spaces, because some of us are in multiple spaces, whether that's the corporate world, whether that's the philanthropic world, whether that's
philanthropic.
Yeah, I had to think about it for a second. Whether that's in churches. I mean, a lot of us hold areas of influence in a lot of different places, and what we want to do is try to give you somewhat of a blueprint on becoming a better gentleman.
And in terms of the influence, I think here at G's for Gentlemen, we do, and the Sphere overall, we do a great job in making sure that we tap into all our resources.
But I feel like the people could help us do a better job.
Yeah, and you know what? It's the specific people I want to talk to, and
let's
that's those
talk
folks
to them right now
at Facebook Live. Hey, Kira. Hey, baby. Jarvis.
Hey, baby. Hey, Kira. Hey, girl.
I hate you, dude.
No.
Jarvis, what up, man?
No? Okay.
We want all of you guys to subscribe to our show on all the major platforms, including iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. Review our show in iTunes with constructive feedback. Share this Facebook Live post and the entire show with your family and friends. And donate. Give us that coin to our mission to bring enriched and inspiring content each and every week. You can donate at www.thesphere.tv/donate. One more time, www.thesphere.tv/donate.
Donate.
And, we need that sphere. I mean, we need to. I think it's important for every business. You know what I'm saying, to keep this thing from a global perspective. Yeah. Every business, every organization, whether it's philanthropic, whether it's for profit, whatever the case may be, to make sure that you hone in on that digital space. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Hone in on on your market, not just who's in front of you, but who you think would need your services, events, products, what have you.
Speaking of, you also mentioned, give us feedback. We want to know if we're talking about things that are relevant and relatable to you, or if there's some things that we could possibly change, or the style, the segment, just different stuff, because we don't want to get into a space where we're doing stuff that we shouldn't be doing. As a matter of fact, this next segment that we're going to talk about right now is clearly 15 things that a gentleman
shouldn't do,
or should we say stylish gents?
Yeah.
15 things that stylish gents shouldn't do. One of the first things on this list, ladies and gentlemen, there's a game that my daughter likes to play with your daughter.
Yeah, they love to play it.
And it's a little game called
Uncle Miss You, baby.
Hey, EDE. Look, it's a little game called Tag You're It. Mm-hmm. Now, you don't want to play that with your suits.
Please, wait, time out. I gotta cut you off on purpose.
Please
say that one more time.
You don't want to play that or yourself with your suit.
What do you mean by that? Enlighten the people.
So, for instance, and we know that some gentlemen are a little further down the road in their financial stability, so they can go and buy certain suits from certain places. And some of us are just still trying to figure this thing out. We're getting started, so we may go to a place and buy some suits where you may see the tag of the suit right here on the front of your jacket. Yeah. Or you may have some tags hanging down from your jacket, other places. Ladies and gentlemen, because for those ladies that are buying the suits for their men, please take the tag off your suit.
Look at me right here.
Please take the tag off your suit.
I'm begging. I will get on my knees. I need the camera on me right now. I will get on my knees. Beg you. I hate you. I hate your little smart comments, dude. And beg you, take those tags. Oh my God, man. Like, why? Yeah. Why are you walking around with a Calvin Klein on your sleeve? Right?
Yeah, it's just. I mean, and I get it. We all, what did Mike Epps say in Friday? Players mess up. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't say mess up, but yeah.
But anyway, you know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, and that's not just for suits either.
Yeah.
That's that. I mean, I get it. And, you know, sometimes the money might be a little tight and you need to take it back on Monday. I get that. But you know what I'm saying? If you're not intentionally keeping the tag on for purposes, you know, take it off, man.
Remember back when we were coming up, man, like in the late 80s and early 90s, like on your sneakers, it was okay to wear the tag, right? But it was
your hat.
It was purposely put on there with like a fastener and some metal. It wasn't the little plastic thing you can rip off. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And another thing with the tags, man, is, and we're gonna talk about jackets a little later. Is when the vents are stitched together still.
Ah, yes.
And you have the
yes.
And you have the X. If we can put that picture back up to show the folks who are looking, you know, there's an X right at the back vent. And that's literally to be.
People don't know they keep that on there. Like I've seen some guys with nice suits and stuff, and I'm just like, hey, you didn't finish.
Like you gotta take the seam ripper, or you gotta take.
You can actually take some fingernail clippers if you don't have anything else and clip those things, especially the little ones right here that are on your sleeve. Sometimes,
if it's a high end suit, you're gonna need some scissors, right? Because it's yarn, it's fabric. But if it's a medium level suit, a Kenneth Cole or a Calvin Klein, which are good brands, but they're not high end. It'll be, you can literally take your finger and just pop, because it's kind of an elastic type of fashion.
Get it off.
And we'll talk about why that vent needs to be a flap later, needs to be loose later. But that drives me, man.
And speaking of drive, number 2, I have to say this.
God, please,
because I know people right now that do this. Now I've done this in the past when it was like a 60s, 50s, 70s type deal,
thematic.
Or
it was a theme.
You were trying to imitate, you know, one of your favorite 5 Heartbeats or your Temptations. Please, gentlemen, please stop wearing your collar over your jacket or your vest. That's
tacky.
That's not hot. Please. It's 2000. It's not even 1990 nothing. It's 2000. This ain't even the 99 in the 2000.
Right.
It's 2000.
We're well into the
matter of fact, it's
now.
2018. Please stop wearing your collar over your jacket or your vest.
Or even your sweater.
I actually saw Kawhi Leonard. He still does that.
You know, you'll call him, man. Now, straight up though, you know, and it's interesting, right? Because it's funny you say that. Money doesn't mean style. Money doesn't mean refinement. It just means money, right? Now I would love to have a little bit more, but
and you shall.
Amen. And I send that right back to you, brother, in the name of Haya. And so, but you know, it's one of those things, man, that again, it's thematic. It was the style. It was the trend back in the 70s, especially 60s and 70s, especially, right? And dudes do it on purpose because they don't even make butterfly collars.
They think they're clean.
Right, exactly. But what I'm saying is they don't even make butterfly collars anymore. Yeah. Dudes actually take this collar and pull it out on purpose. Right?
Yeah.
And so, especially if you're a larger guy, because you draw attention. You never want your eye to go out when you're a larger person. You want your eye to go up and down.
Even if you're wearing an ascot.
Yeah,
that's still not.
You don't use, especially when you don't ascot, because you got to keep it tucked in.
Well, I've seen it.
Yeah, I know. You know, another thing, bro. I mean, that really drives me. Yeah, I can't stand those first two. That's why we put them 2, man, at 1 and 2, because they really, they really just bug me, man. Like I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Like I really can't deal with it. But number 3, this is a funny one, and this is those Lokes. Like, nobody should wear the gangster Lokes glasses, right? The one, you know, the ones that were really popular. I mean for style. There's a time and place to wear them. If you're on a golf course, wear them.
If you're on a
ski trip, or
like water skiing,
water skiing, exactly. Yeah. A water trip, you wear them.
They're made for a specific purpose. They're made
on ATVs.
They're made for specific sports or specific activities. That's why they're designed the way they're designed to fit the contour of your face like they do, so they won't prohibit you from doing certain things when you're doing those different sports. And it won't fall off your face. Right. And it won't fall off your face.
But you sitting there, I see guys all the time, and you know, we're in Houston, Texas, so Houston is a very, very interesting town in that there are parts that are really, really blue collar because of oil and gas and manufacturing, right? B. Then there are parts that are really, really, that are really what's what I'm looking for? So I hate saying it, but professional kind of white collar, right? And then there are parts that are, really artistic, and people think sometimes because Oakley's really made these really, really popular in terms of fashion, right?
But that was for a specific era too.
For a specific era, and I remember back in the day when cats were wearing Oakleys and they were really expensive. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to figure out like why are you paying? Like you can't even afford these joints, son.
I remember Oakleys would have Oakleys would have a little kiosk in the mall, selling $300-$400 glasses. But they wouldn't have a storefront. They would have a kiosk in the mall. And I remember
trying to really promote their stuff, man, to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, we don't have a kiosk, but we definitely have a platform for you to promote your business. This portion of the show is sponsored by The Sphere. Are you starting your business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you need or have the need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, wait, there's more. We have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every single time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send us an email at advertise@thesphere.tv.
Say that one more time.
Advertise@thesphere.tv.
Why do you say the .tv like that? That's really funny.
I was trying to get my little Casey Kasem on.
I say Casey Kasem.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of our advertisers might be a little too young for Casey Kasem.
Yeah, they have no idea who Casey Kasem is. We ought to ask Elijah. Elijah, do you know who Casey Kasem is? That's
do you have an idea of what he did?
Yeah. But anyway,
Casey's Top 40. Hi, this is Casey Kasem.
Why do you sound like him?
Sorry.
Another thing, man, that we on this list on this top 15 things.
I think one day I'm just gonna do the whole show in Casey Kasem.
I don't want you to do that.
All right, go ahead.
I don't want you to do at all. I don't agree. But another thing that I don't agree with though, B, this bugs me, man.
What is it?
It's worn underclothes.
What do you mean by that?
Like if you got holes,
we all gotta wear our underclothes.
Yeah, but I'm talking about worn out. If you got holes in your drawers, man, why are you wearing them? If you can afford to get more. For those persons who are in a difficult situation, this excludes you. If you do what you have to do.
I remember one time I had a whole bunch of V-neck undershirts that I would wear with my collar shirts.
Right.
And they were a little worn. After a while, you wear undershirts all the time, and you start getting a little brown spots on them
under the arm. Yeah, the sweat stains and stuff.
You start all this. One of my ex. Clearly she's an ex. She grabbed all my undershirts and basically ripped them up, threw them in the trash, and was like, "I'll buy you some more." We broke up, and she never bought me any more. But
you salty.
That just goes to show, like, even though it's an undershirt, it was like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see it, even when it's not on you. I don't want to see it.
Right, and I go so far as, and this might be extreme. You let me know, but I make sure. And I make sure I should do a blog post on this. I make sure that my underwear matches. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, that's a little extreme.
Like I make sure that, and they don't have to match, but they coordinate, bro. Like, listen, I want my wife's stuff to match.
First of all, what underwear do you have? I mean, it's not like you got
a
top and a bottom.
My wife beaters and my.
Is there another show we need to have? And you
knock it off. My wife beaters and my tank tops and my boxer briefs. I make sure they match. Like, so if I only wear gray, black, and white wife beaters, so obviously it's going to be gray, black, and white. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, the way I look at it is, I pretty much require my wife's underwear to match and to coordinate.
Now, I don't have a problem with you requiring your wife.
You better not, boy. You about to get cussed out. But so I feel like if I require it, I will be hypocritical in not doing the same. Just like I require her to look nice and to be healthy and to work out. I got to do the same thing, right? I require her to be able to cook and to clean. I need to be able to do the same thing as a husband and as a gentleman, right? I require her to be able to raise my children. I need to do what I have to do to learn how to raise my child. I require her to do her hair. I need to figure out how to do my daughter's hair. You see what I'm saying? And so it's for me. Now it may be extreme, but at the very least,
that's your household too. So if it works for
at the very least, though, you ain't got to match guy. I ain't telling you got to match guys, but at the very least, don't have your joint. Don't like walk around with holes.
Yeah,
in your drawers.
I've had some underwear before that I was getting ready to put on, and I looked at them and I had to just go ahead and finish ripping them off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once you see the hole is there, just get rid of them, right? Yeah. If you have the financial means to do so. Again, for those persons who are not, do what you got to do, son. Part B to this, I can't deal with this, guys. Please, if you are still wearing briefs.
Well, it's a lot of people from different cultures and ethnicities.
No. I don't care. In America, I'm talking to
the
Americans.
Italian culture.
No. I'm not talking about bikinis. I'm talking about Fruit of the Loom white briefs, plumber underwear. Those joints with the blue and the yellow line at the top.
I can't.
All guys know what I'm talking about. Who are 30 and up and over know what I'm talking about.
I was trying to be culturally sensitive,
but it's not about culturally sensitive, bro. You got to get rid of it. They look horrible. You look like you stink when you wear those.
Or if you wear like some form-fitting, focus on fit, like type nice slacks or something, it look like you got some panties.
Some panties on.
Yeah.
Get you some boxer briefs or some boxers. I prefer briefs, but get you some boxer briefs or boxers and keep it moving.
Ladies and gentlemen, and don't take our word for it. Check out this segment of other. No, I'm just playing. A little reading rainbow.
Reading rainbow.
A little reading rainbow. Don't take my word for it. Something that I can't stand that we have on here. And it's trying to make a comeback, but I don't think people know how to do it correctly just yet. Baggy pants. Baggy pants. I remember when nobody would wear form-fitting skinny jeans.
Well,
or anything
nobody
like
that was black.
Yeah, because I remember back in the day. I had he was my RA, and he was from New York, and his style was impeccable. His name was Dwayne. Everybody called him B. He actually is a celebrity chef now. He has a restaurant in New York called the Food Sermon, and it's really taken off.
Food Sermon?
The Food Sermon.
That's a fly name.
Yeah, you should, ladies and gentlemen, follow this man on Instagram, the Food Sermon. But he would always wear some nice jeans and a nice shirt, and all his stuff he was doing what people are doing now.
Way back
in 2000, 2001,
when
2002.
When it was all loose
when
and
everybody
baggy.
Was still wearing white tees with the crease down the middle.
Or
everybody
throwback jerseys.
Yeah, or the Mitchell and Ness jerseys.
Yeah.
And, he
Shout
was
out
on
throwback
something else,
jerseys.
man.
Yeah.
And he was just ahead of his time. And so even now, he'll wear a little he's a chef, so he wears some baggier jeans, but they still look nice on him. But I'm just talking about the baggy jeans with the wide legs at the bottom, and
it's all bunched up.
Yeah, man. I just feel like, again, you gotta do what works best for your body type. But I feel like baggy jeans, if you can find something that fits, even if it's something that you're not accustomed to, it's something you're kind of nervous to wear, give it a shot. Give it a shot, man. And the more your clothes fit, even regardless of your body type, but the more you find something that fits according to your body type, I guarantee you, man, it's going to work out. And we're not saying you got to wear the skinniest, tightest jeans.
No,
nobody's saying
everybody
wear skinny
can't
jeans.
wear those.
But we are saying wear something that complements your style as well as your size. Not just baggy just because I ain't wearing no baggy jeans just because I'm stuck in 1986.
Right. No, we're not doing that. Another thing we're not doing is the slick back hairdo. Like, so, and what I mean by the slick, like, it doesn't really apply.
You gotta clarify, Caleb.
No, it doesn't really apply as much.
Is that considered a slick back?
So the reason I put that one as
Basie Skanks
is a slick back because he has done it in the show a couple times. When you think about slick back, for those of you who are listening and don't see the picture that I have up, I'm thinking about more about our older brothers who do like the Billy D. Williams, or some guys who may have who try to wear their hair a little longer and do the top knot thing, but they don't feel like doing the top knot, so they slick it back. Like, don't do the slick back, bro. Like, just stop. They're so old. They're so aged.
Hey, man.
It's not a good look.
Hey, man. If you got that Harry Belafonte thing working for you, I say go ahead and make it work.
No. Yeah, but the slick back is not working, though. if you got the Harry Belafonte, if you got that, as we used to call it back in the day,
good hair.
I
think we might have to put a subjective hammer on the slick back, because it might, some guys that might be.
No, bro. Think about the Billy D. Would you wear a bit? Is the Billy
It's
D
a dude
right
on Instagram right now that be always old head, be always like licking his lips and doing all this extra stuff and showing his shoes. He's like old dude, and like he always be dancing to like, he'll play like an old school song and he'll be like doing his hair slick back, man.
And it's not a good look. I don't care. I know it, even if it was your era, this is not that era anymore. This is not 70 nothing.
Look, we talked about this a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we did,
ladies and gentlemen. Long fingernails, and I was sitting here just a second trying to think of a purpose for having long fingernails. I can't really think of anything outside of the booger sugar or
splitting the blunt.
Splitting the blunt. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
And even still, you got knives, you got
razors.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
if that's what you're doing,
the long finger. Like, again, for those of you that aren't trying to grow long fingernails on purpose. If you're just one of those guys that just, oh yeah, I'll get to it, or I'll cut them whenever I can, or I'm not really pressed on my fingernails or how they look, you should care how your fingernails look. And if you have no reason, if you're not intentionally trying to grow long nails so that you can get them manicured and pressed and all this other stuff for other reasons, and you're just a regular guy that just doesn't remember to cut his fingernails, cut your fingernails.
Yeah, cut them.
You don't even got to go get a manicure, just cut them yourself.
Yeah, even like. Go get a $3 nail clip from Walgreens, from you know what I'm saying, from Walmart, and cut it. And it becomes a hygiene issue too, right? Because stuff gets caught under your nails. That's your fingernails. Doctors agree, and you can look this up, that your fingernails are the third dirtiest part of your body. Your mouth is your first. Your butthole is your second.
Wow, where's this show going?
No, it's just the truth. Then your fingers are the third because you touch.
Are we
everything.
men or dogs?
Yeah, shut up. Everybody got a butthole, I hope.
I don't.
Shut up, Brandon. But number 3 is your fingers, because you touch it's what you touch.
Yeah.
So stuff can get dirt and all kind of things can get caught under your fingernails.
There's even times where
it's a hygiene issue as well.
There's been times where I haven't cut my nails, and like, you know, you'll scratch your head or you'll do something. And it's kind of like, oh, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even have to be you touching other things or you know, playing in the dirt or anything like that. It can just be from buildup from time, from, you know, you can be digging in your pocket.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things that you can do. Speaking of digging in your pocket, ladies and gentlemen, this portion of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33%. Or more than 77 million Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month. And 39% of adults say they don't have enough savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on your increasing cash flow. And they can become your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary financial literacy strategy today. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance at 1-844-700-4463, or you can email them at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask us how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of the new age of financial services. So, again, you know, I want to toss this one to my boy. The next thing that we're going to talk about, you know, and Kaylin, maybe you can help us out with this one. Bald spots. No? Too much? Bad segue?
I swear to God.
Too much? Bad segue?
I hate you so much.
Okay.
I hate you. But you're right, though. Like the George Jefferson look, it's not a good look. Why do you think I'm bald? Why do you think I shaved my head?
Because you don't want the cul-de-sac?
I don't want to cul-de-sac. I live in a cul-de-sac. That's about it.
I do too.
You know, and so, guys, if it starts to listen, we're men. The testosterone levels eventually will fade. They will go. Everybody doesn't bald. Your pops has a full head of hair. Wait, doesn't he?
He's bald.
He's bald. No, he's not.
Oh,
he always got a hat on.
He would be. Yeah, he stays a hat on.
Okay, that's what
he would be George Jefferson though. If he
would exactly.
That's why he cut his hair a long time ago.
I have alopecia, right? I literally have alopecia. So some days it'll grow full, some days it won't. It just there's no cure for alopecia. It's a blood disorder that affects the follicles in your hair. Right?
I was gonna say she related to Anastasia, but never mind. Go ahead.
God, I hate you. And so because of that, and then I got my dad's hairline naturally. It's just if I do it like this, if I look down, it looks like an M.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And so I shave my head. Everybody doesn't have the head for a bald head, but a bald head looks way better than a cul-de-sac on the top of your head.
Yeah, there's no fade, there's no lineup, there's nothing you can do to.
I'm gonna slap you for saying that for your segue.
Well, I just wanted to, get you involved in the conversation, and just, again, it's better coming from experience than from. I have a full head of hair. My grandfather died with a full head of hair, so
yeah, but
I think I'll die with a full head.
None
of
of mine did.
I'll go ahead and toss number 9 to you as well, Caleb.
No, this ain't got nothing to do with me. Number 9 has nothing to do with me.
All right, so we're talking about the mustache. Now on here we got it. We refer to it as the porn stash, but I don't watch that stuff. So we're gonna call it just having a mustache and no beard, no goatee, nothing else. You're completely bald everywhere else on your face except for right here. Listen, I did that one time. I cut all this off and I just kept a mustache and I scared myself. I low key wanted to register myself on the
as an offender.
As a sex offender.
Look, I mean, when you walk around like that, you look like Chester child molester.
Yeah. You didn't. There's no way I could go to a school with just this right here. Now, some people may be able to get away with that. Matter of fact, no people are going to be able to get away with that. But this right here,
it's antiquated. Really, some people, in all honesty, some people can get away with it. They can.
Yeah, they can.
They can. But it's antiquated. And if it's not for a specific look, again, if it's Halloween or you're going to a 20s party when it was, the fad back then, and our hair goes back, we shave and 3 days later, the shadow's going to be back. You know what I'm saying? And you want to do that, that's cool because you're going for a certain party. But for it to be your everyday look and your hair grows other places, you see what I'm saying? I just wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it.
You got to do what works best for you.
Agreed. And
most people that I personally know, I haven't seen that work best for them.
Another one that you've dealt with personally is the girl tattoo.
You talking about the one I bought Kira?
No, I'm gonna smack the boy. You gonna get cussed out.
Cha-ching! Got him!
But
got him!
But when I say the girl tattoo, I mean that little bitty, like dainty one. Like don't be.
Is this considered a girl tattoo?
It would be if you didn't have 2 sleeves.
Is this a girl tattoo?
No, I wouldn't count that one because you got 2 half sleeves, bro.
What about the baby fat emblem on the small of my back?
I really hope you don't have a baby fat girl.
I'm just joking.
I'm glad you are. But don't walk around with a small dainty.
Our
tattoo.
Producers like that one. They were over there.
I don't walk around with a small dainty tattoo, and that's the only one you have. Don't walk around with a.
I mean, some people are in their process, man.
Nah, bro. I'm sorry.
What is considered a girl tattoo?
A small dainty one, and that's the only one you have, or in a girly place. Like a guy that has only one behind his ear. Like, why would you do that? Or a guy that only has the one on the under his wrist, or only has the one on his finger. That's it, though. No, that's it. That's it. That's kind of dainty, bro. That's dainty.
Dainty is in the eye of the beholder because some people, their style may be, you know what I'm saying?
Now, how often do you see someone who professes to be a manly man? And again, this is not a conversation.
We have a lot of different viewers that manly man might not be the stigma that they're going for.
Agreed.
But they still
and I'm not talking about that viewer.
Consider themselves to be stylish gentlemen.
I'm not considering the viewer, and they could be. I'm not. I'm talking about the other guy, right? And so that's just something that I think.
No baby fat tattoos on the small of your back,
and no butterflies on your collarbone. Like, stop.
That, you know what I mean? That might be a hindrance.
Also, what you don't want to do, B, is these loose watches.
Yeah.
Like, if you got to do this all
Get
the time.
Links out. Get the links out.
And if you got a big, we have big
hands.
That's
so funny you did that because I used to do that all the time.
Yeah, I did it too growing up. And I didn't know any better. I was in junior high. And if you got bigger hands, right?
And then I would get them too tight, though, after that.
You can't bend your wrist without it pinching. But if you got bigger hands and a really, really small wrist, some people deal with that, then just don't get a link watch. Get only leather band or rubber band watches so that you can adjust them accordingly.
And put an extra hole in there if you got small wrists like me, if you need to. Yeah,
absolutely. But this loose thing, this here doing this every time, and your watch sliding and moving.
Yeah,
you know, it's not a good look. And know how to adjust your bands. It's not always just about taking out the links, but in most decent quality watches, you can adjust the clasp as well. If you look at the side of your clasp, there are 3 to 4 holes on the side of your clasp as well, and you can adjust that as well as the links, because sometimes taking out too many links will make it too small. But you can take out 2 or 3 links and then adjust the clasp 1 notch, right? And then it still adjusts the size. So there are different ways, and every retailer that sells watches, reputable retailer, every department store, they train their personnel on how to adjust these watches. So get them adjusted.
Another one that applies to any and everyone under the sound of my voice is simply bad breath. And I'm looking like that because
there's no reason.
Listen,
no reason.
And let's be honest, there may be times.
I mean, yes,
when
you have a bad day,
you're having a little tartar.
It's okay.
You know, what I mean by that, and here's some telltale signs. If you speak a lot, if you talk, I talk a lot. So I know that I know that if I'm on stage or if I'm doing something or if I'm speaking, I pretty much can tell that afterwards I'm not going to have the freshest breath because I just been talking, and your mouth gets dry sometimes when you talk. So just keep some mints on you. I hope to all my volunteers or people that have talked to me after I've been on the stage or doing something with the kids talking, man, I apologize if I
and you know, for us, for me, and I know, you know, you're like almost 6'5", and so you've been in height for a long time. The majority of, you know what I'm saying?
6'3", but yeah.
No, you're not 6'3" whatsoever. Shut up. For me, we're taller than most. We're not super tall, but we're taller than most people we run into. And so we talk down on them if they're close. And so I've been 6'4" since I was 14 years old, since 9th grade. And so I've always been cognizant of that. And so it's no reason for bad breath. Listen, brush your teeth, floss your teeth.
Yes, floss.
Brush your tongue, get you some Listerine, right? And then keep some mints and or gum at all times.
Here's another thing too. If you have gone most of the day and you haven't had anything to eat, right? Sometimes that can cause bad breath. Even if you brush your teeth, you use mouthwash, you've done all that stuff. If you've gone a long period of the day and you have not had anything to eat, your breath will start to develop an odor. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put the camera on Senor Wapo. This is classic. This is a priceless moment. He has what we refer to as a Charlie horse. In other words, his thigh has bad breath right now.
Shut up, man.
My
hamstring cramping up.
His hamstring. This is, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss this. You know, here at G is for Gentlemen, we want to give it to you raw and uncut. And this is pretty much what happens when you have bad breath. It sometimes goes down to your thigh, and you get a Charlie horse. Something else that we would like to go to before we finish this 15 things, because we've been spending a lot of time on this, but it's
important,
stuff.
Man.
The reverse cuff. Oh, you don't want to flip your shirt over your collar of your suit jacket and kind of flip that. You don't want to do that.
No, you don't want to have a reverse cuff. Like,
what about a sweater? Like, let's say the sweater you have on with the shirt you have on, and you roll this back, and you have your
cuff on the outside of
your shirt. Roll it up a little bit.
No,
that's not cool
at all. And then also, what you don't want to do is you don't want to buy the shirt that has the other fabric on the other side of the cuff, like the picture we just showed.
Yeah,
like your shirt is blue, and then you flip your cuff up, and there's a blue, white, and gray paisley print on the underside of your cuff with the matching ins. That was so dated. It was in for like a year and a half, and it left.
I would wear that shirt.
No, you wouldn't, because I wouldn't let you. I'd burn it. I'd call Heather and say, listen, give me a key to your house so I can go in your closet and burn every shirt that you had like that.
I would roll it up more than what he had. I wouldn't show the collar.
Well, then what's the point of buying it?
I just said I'd wear the shirt.
Okay. Anyway, another thing you don't want to do is the huge monogram
On what, your T-shirt?
On your no. You know how when we get your like if you get a custom made shirt, oftentimes, or even a lot of guys not even custom made shirts, they get their initials put on the cuff of the shirt, or they get it put on the placket on the inside.
They want everybody to know.
You know, and it's cool because that's absolutely something that's really kind of fun to do when you get custom made stuff. I got a couple jackets that
but it should be subtle.
But it should be very subtle. I've seen stuff with people with collars with 3-inch letters.
Oh,
literally, I'm not exaggerating. 3-inch letters.
You just reminded me of something.
A monogram on the side of their collar. Like,
especially
why?
if it's one of those huge collars. I don't know why it is like dudes with money, they like to wear the shirts with those big collars, like the
high,
Marvin Sapp,
the high collar joint.
Yes,
and guess what? Oftentimes they be the ones with the flip underside cuff thing with the different fabric too.
Oh my God, like fellas, I know you make millions of dollars a year and all this other stuff, but those shirts with those big collars like that, like where it stops at your
Jamal Bryant's and,
at your cheek line, like that's not popping, man.
You know what else ain't popping? Square toe shoes.
Oh no, those went out with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Why are they still making them though?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like if you have
I don't know if they still make them. I think people are just now buying them.
No. They do, bro. The square toe shoes, the square toe hard bottom shoes, you derbies and Oxfords, you gotta stop buying.
Yeah.
Like I don't care what brand makes them. I don't care who tries to bring them. Don't purchase them. Get you a rounded point shoe.
In no scenario or situation in today's age do I ever see square toe shoes being okay. Like I don't care if you could have the baddest suit on ever. And if I just can't see it, bro.
Because what it does is it blocks you off, right? So if you have a narrow foot, it makes your foot look wider. If you have a big foot, it makes your foot look even wider, right? If you have a short foot, it makes your foot look stumpy. If you have a long foot, it makes it doesn't proportionally work with your leg, right? And so it's just not a good look. Now, for those brothers who have wider feet, there are options. There are brands that make a rounded point Oxford, a rounded point derby, not derby because derby's on, but a rounded point monk strap, right, or a rounded point brogue, that are wide. You just have to do your homework. You can go to an Allen Edmonds, as I spoke about them earlier. You can go to other brands, and off the top of my head, I can't think of them, that have a wide shoe, right? You can go to a Rockport. They do wides, and they have rounded points. But don't limit yourself. My dad has a wide foot. He wears a W. He has a wide. You know what I'm saying?
Don't say because I have a wide foot, I therefore need a square toe shoe.
No, you don't. You don't.
Because think about it. Even back in the day, square toe shoes really came about more or less in the late 80s, early 90s. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just feel like
and rounded points have always been around.
That's what I'm saying. Like
no pun intended.
That was my point.
Yeah, no pun intended.
That was my point.
Yeah.
Even back in the day, people with wide feet, they still bought these other style shoes because square toes weren't around. So don't say because I have a wide foot I need a square toe. That's the square toe.
You know what, man? We spent a lot of time on this list.
We did, bro.
But I think it was really, really important.
We did.
Really,
guys, don't be mad at us. This is, like Jay-Z said, it's just my thoughts. What?
I tried to do the JC laugh. It didn't work.
Was that Blue Ivy's laugh?
No,
what was that?
That was like the JQ laugh. Yeah, I didn't quite get to the Z, right? Yeah, I'm trying to do it.
It's just my thoughts.
We had another segment, but time has gotten away from us. But again, we want to make sure that we spend time on the things that we need to spend time on. And I think having a don't list, especially a list like this, was really, really important. Mm-hmm. So that we can understand what it is that stylish gents need to do, right? If you had a favorite one from that list, a top 3
of what not to do,
top 3 of what not to do, what would you pick, B, right before we get up out of here?
The collar over your jacket, baggy jeans, and you could have on the worst outfit in the world, but if your breath is bad, look. Listen, I'll take square toes over bad breath any day.
Any day. For me, bad breath is number one. Don't have it. It's a hygiene issue. Remember when your mother used to say, boy, you need to go get an enema, because your inside stink. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Your bad breath. I probably would have to say the tag on the suit. I just can't do it. I can't do it. And then number 3 is the square toe shoe. I hate them with a passion. But I love our viewers. Yeah. I love our listeners. Yeah. I love everybody that subscribes to our show.
For tuning in, man.
For sure, man. And we want you guys to stay with us. We got a lot of good things coming up here real soon. So make sure you share your this post. You share your Instagram feed. Let everybody know what's popping.
Yeah, even if you feel like some of this stuff doesn't apply to you.
You know somebody that it does.
Yeah, please. I'm sure you know somebody that is not or that is doing or that.
Get it out.
How am I saying this correctly? I want to make sure my grammar is correct. I'm sure you know somebody that I got a teacher in the room, so I got to make sure I'm right. I'm sure you know someone that is. I don't feel like that's right.
That's right. Finish the sentence, man.
I'm sure you know someone that is that has done some of the things that are on this list.
You did it. Oh my God! You know some people who have done things that are on this list.
Yeah, was not right. The right
way. No, it wasn't.
Is doing. Yeah. So you know somebody that's not following these rules, or that's breaking these rules, and they're thinking they're fly or they're killing the game.
So we got to have a show on subject verb agreement. That's what you're telling me, because you just screwed it all up. It's okay. But listen, on this show, G's for Gents, there's always one thing you can guarantee, okay? And that is that you can keep it gangster.
Me and Kara gonna have a show on subject verb agreement. You can keep it G.
That's why you messed it up.
You can keep it. Wait, start over. Let's start all over.
That's why you messed it up. You can keep it gangster.
Or you can keep it gentlemanly.
But always
keep it G.
Till next time.
K and B.
Already.